Hello everybody, it's your boy Arashi here, your coach of the Groningen Noctowls, bringing you week 4 of the MPL as we take on the Flying Bird or just Bird coach of the new South Wailmers, if I'm saying that right. You may notice on the tone of my voice that my voice is kinda going away at the moment. That's because my throat is really fucked up. I don't know what happened, but I'm not feeling very well lately. I'm probably having a little bit of a fever, but it is what it is. I'm still here, with the post commentary, a replay for the week 4 of the MPL. But if I'm sounding a little bit monotone, if I'm sounding a little bit sick, it's because I am, and I will try to keep this video as short as possible because I don't want to strain my voice too much, because it would be very shitty if my voice would be completely gone later on in this season. So let's just dive right into this match. My opponent is bringing Silvally, the Mega Medicam, Heatran, Garchomp, Tornadus Therian, and the Araquanid, while I'm bringing my Mega Beedrill, Terrakion, Rotom Wash, Goodra, Carmella the Comfy, and we're bringing Drifblim here. The reason why I drafted Drifblim in the first place is because of its Unburden ability, and I'm a big fan of that ability because it can boost the speed of that Pokemon and you can just have so much fun around with it. I had such a hard time building this Drifblim until I was satisfied with the whole set and the whole spread of the whole moves and that kind of stuff. But basically it's a power hub Drifblim with Phantom Force, Acrobatics, Hidden Power Ice, and Shadow Ball, if I'm not mistaken. And so it's a very offensive, and I decided to bring Hidden Power Ice, and because it can hit the Garchomp, it can hit the Tornadus. And my first thought was to bring Icy Wind, because Drifblim also get Icy Wind, but I wanted to go for more damage, so I brought in a Power Ice. But he's going to start off with the Silvally, I'm going to start off with my Mega Beedrill, and right away I have to give credits where credit is due. He brought a Choice Scarf Silvally, normal Silvally, and he's just going to double edge me, and he's going to surprise me right away for turn 1 with the double-edged Choice Scarf Silvally. So my Mega Beedrill is already gone through the window. So already we're here with a minor setback here, but it gives me the opportunity to go into Drifblim and have fun with it. So I know it was Choice Scarfed because otherwise he would not outspeed me, so I can now go freely with the Phantom Force and we can, power hurt that thing up. We can set the Unburden right away. And we can try to actually do some damage to his side on the field. And let me tell you, Drifblim is actually going to put in quite the work against this team. So again, I went for the Phantom Force again because I thought he was going for the Stealth Rocks, or if he was going to try to hit me, I could just Phantom Force again. And you can see that is going to do a decent amount of damage. So the Heatran is now already, whittled down, but with the Rocky Helmet, he is going to whittle down my Drifblim in return. So he's going to put up the Stealth Rocks either way, and now he's going to withdraw his Heatran here and go for the Silvally, predicting another Phantom Force. I should have just went for Acrobatics there, because Acrobatics would have done a decent amount of damage still to the Heatran, and if you wanted to switch out after Toxic and the Stealth Rocks, I could have at least done some damage on the Silvally here. But he's now going to Party Shot. I went for the Sucker Punch here, hoping he would attack me with another move, but he's going for the Party Shot, lowering my attack and special attack there. And that's going to be a bit of a bummer, because later on you will see why it's quite a bummer. But he's going into his Tornadus here, and I went for another Phantom Force. Again, I should have just went for Acrobatics here, but I was like, he's gonna stay in. And he's going to Toxic, and I now know he's going to switch out again. That's the only downside of 2-hit moves like this. After you've hit it with the Power Hub, it's basically a gambling game at that point. And early on in the match, it's just not working out for me that well. And he can now just Parting Shot me again, so lowering my attack and special attack again. But still, Drifblim is still going to put in a bit of a work here. So he's going into the guard jump right now. As I said before, I have hidden power ice. Now I do have my special attack lowered, as I went for the acrobatics right here, and he's going to reveal rough skin, of course. And I went for the hidden power ice right now, and again we are lowered by 2, and look at that damage. If I wasn't, you know, lowered with parting shot, that would probably killed. But I should have just switched out earlier, and I know that's also a bit of a risky move because your Unburden is gone. But I could have preserved this thing and maybe use it as fodder, if that makes any sense. But I was in the Unburden zone and I just wanted to stay in, and he does get a crit here, and I don't think that crit mattered. If it does, that quite sucks, but it is what it is. That's Pokemon. You can't really blame the RNG to your opponent. That's just the RNG. But I don't know. I played very hyper offensive there, but I should have just played a little bit more safe. Now, here I made a good play for my honest opinion. I went for the lead sheet here, and the lead sheet at least gives the Comfy, who's now on my side of the field, you know, a bit of more of a recovery, and I can now just switch out, and the lead sheet will still be there. So I'm going into my Andacid, the Rotom Wash. He's going for the liquidation. I was like, fine, we're gonna tank that, and it turned out we really can tank that. And I think his Araquanid was a choice banded Araquanid, so that explains why it did so much damage. So I really like that, by the way. I really like, as I said before, I'm an offensive player myself, so if a player that I'm playing against also does that, I can just sit there and applaud, because I appreciate that very much. But then I go into Booger the Goodra, hoping I can tank a liquidation from this thing, but it's not going to tank that. It's going to tank it a little bit, but again, not that much. And with the leech sheet, we're going to get some HP back, but we're gonna get killed the Araquanid off, but at this point my team is so whittled down that we're gonna have a hard time, and the only thing that can still do something is my Terrakion still in the back, which is a choice banded Terrakion, but we have to be very lucky here. So now the Mega Medican comes in, and the Mega Medican will just destroy us with the Drain Punch, if I'm not mistaken, and that will knock off the Goodra. And I should have brought Gooey Goodra, but I brought Sapsipper Goodra. I believe he had a grass Pokemon that he didn't brought, but at the moment I cannot really remember what that was. But I brought Sapsipper instead of Gooey because I thought that would work very much better for me in this match situation. I went for the Draining Kiss here on the Medicam. It doesn't kill, and the Poison Jab will kill off the Carmella. And yeah, it looks pretty rough for us at the moment. So, at this point I have my Terrakion left. My Terrakion and my Rotom Wash, if I'm not mistaken. I went for the Rock Slide here because I knew a Rock Slide would kill, and if we wanted to switch out into something else, a Rock Slide would have done a decent amount of damage against his side of the field. So I went for the Rock Slide there. Then the Garchomp comes in. Now I know I have to switch out, so I did. I switched out into my Rotom Wash, as I said before. Excuse me. And that Rotom Wash is going to get demolished later on. Not by the Earthquake, because we are immune to that. But yeah, he's going to Dragon Claw me, and that's going to kill off my Rotom Wash. And at this point, the only thing what I can do is go into my Keith Lee here, my Terrakion, and Iron Head, and just hope it flinches the opponent. And he's going to get some rough skin damage, and he does flinch here, but he's going to do something I can totally understand. He's going to save differential and switch the Garchomp out into the Heatran. And a lot of people will probably be like, why does differential matter? And he could have, you know, stayed in or something like that. But This is a 9 weeks league, if I'm not mistaken. So in a season, well, he's going to toxic and protect me just to make sure that this thing dies, because you never know what can happen in Pokemon. But the reason why he saved differential, I can totally understand, because as I said before, it's a 9 week season, regular season, so it's a very short season. So differential could totally be a thing that decides whether somebody goes into playoffs, yes or no. And I had that same stuff happening to me in the PMC, where differential helped me out a lot and somebody dropped out. So from his side, I can totally understand that he wants to, you know, preserve the differential. So we're going to lose this match with 4-0. And again, I played very, very hyper offensive at the beginning, but I could not predict the I could not predict the choice scarf to Silvally right away from the start. So that's just, you know, a very good prep from his side. And I'm not mad that he saved the differential. Of course, it's annoying, but from his side, I can totally understand that. It's a short regular season, and differential could, you know, be the difference of somebody going into playoffs, yes or no. And I know Bird for like the same amount of time that I know Aaron, and I know he's a good battler. I know he's like a very competitive. He can go he can get very competitive, but he also knows what he's doing. He also knows, you know, when to preserve differential, when to, you know, go for stuff like, as I said before, the choice scarf Silvally. I think he owned me with a Ferrothorn. No, not with a Ferrothorn, with a Fortress. Like in the FPL Season 2 days, if I'm not mistaken, and I had like my Magnezone, and he just outsmarted me in that match back in the day, and I knew it was going to be a match where I was like, okay, he's going to try to outsmart me again, because that's the kind of coach he is, and he did that right away turn 1 with the choice scarf Silvally, and I saw that and I was like, well, this is going to be one heck of a comeback, or we're going to lose this match with big numbers. And I think 4-0, I probably could have brought it maybe back with 3-0 if I played a little bit less offensive with the Drifblim at the beginning. But it is what it is, you know. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. But yeah, I'm going to end off here because I don't want to keep talking. My voice is actually hurting right now and burning. I do hope you enjoyed this softer version of a post commentary from my part. If you do, don't forget to hit the like button, comment, share this video with others, slash the subscribe button down below, and hit the bell icon, because then you get notified every time I upload a new video, and that is sincerely appreciated. Week 5 next week, I don't think that will be uploaded, because we're probably going to play that match later on, because there was an issue with me. Fizzle is the next coach that we have to face off, coach of the Tampa Bay Weasels, if I'm not mistaken. And we played our match, but stuff happened in the match, so we probably have to do over that match, but we're probably going to do that later on this season. So there might not be an upload next week of the MPL. I will try to make sure I'll upload something else to make up for it. Maybe I can battle some stuff on Pokemon Showdown. Maybe I'll ask somebody to battle me on Wi-Fi or something like that. I will try to figure that out. Or maybe I will make the Torkoal highlight video of the BBL Season 2, but that's all for in the future. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I will hope you'll have an amazing week, and I will see you guys in the next video. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.